Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. My name is Ben. We are here once again, back again for the third one. Only two more to go. The halfway point, we have arrived. It is the Wooper Prs. This time,
Wooper
no.
Prs.
Okay, Roy had a more original joke than I am because I would have just reused the one from the Pate and Wooper video. So we're just gonna whoop that trick and rank some teams.
Yep. I'm gonna get a beer. 1 second as well.
Okay. While Roy gets his beer, I will be explaining real quick how we do things. We categorize teams in 4 categories, and based on the results in those categories, a final total score will be given to the team. These teams are measured on basic draft principles. They are not too friendly to like specific principles like HO or stall or something like that. So if you have a team like that, it's probably not going to be that high up. Gimmick teams are also not favored unless they are uncontested gimmick teams, so yeah. But
Usually there'll be like, for example, we have a team in the previous round that ranked 10 for like defense and 5 for like offense.
Yeah. So while a team can be good in a different like a good team, it might not rank high, but it does not mean a team is bad necessarily. But now to show you all the different things we rank teams on, we will get into number 16, which is Dino. Dino himself already predicted he's going to be last place in his division and probably last place overall. And he knows why. So we rank teams on 4 different categories. We rank the teams on support. How good does the team support itself? And on what it wants to do. Defensive core, self-explanatory. Offensive core, also pretty self-explanatory. And then we have the basics. What are the basics, you are asking? The basics are, does the team have every important typing you would need in a standard draft? Are the speed tiers good? And in this current day and age, does the team have hazards? Does it have good removal? And does it have enough momentum? And as we can see, Dino's team got a 1 in basics. Roy, why don't I let you take this because you absolutely hate this team?
So I will say this: there was one area where I rated the team highly, and that was offensive core. Everything else. Yeah. Let's start with the typing. So this team is missing an ice type. Not that important. They're missing a poison type, which can be important, especially if your removal is not the best. And as you can see there, they've got one poison immunity and one poison resist anyway. No normal type, which can be fine as long as your dark type is not a offensive one, which it is here. And most they got no rock type as well, but that doesn't matter. Most importantly, they do not have a steel type. That is not good.
Yeah.
At all.
If you don't know, steel is one of the most important types in the game, especially in draft. Why, you asked? Steel is the type with the most resistances. Why are resistances important? So you don't get your back blown out.
And I would like to point out that this team is weak to ice, poison, flying, and fairy. 4 types that steel helps with.
Exactly. So yeah,
The hazards on this team, also, just get on there as well. The hazards on this team, they've got 1 hazard: sticky web or zombie. No spikes, no rocks, no toxic spikes, just sticky webs.
yeah, talk about low on basics. Not having any
And even the
hazard,
default.
not having any hazards, especially on a team that is offensively based, as this team is an issue. Why is that an issue? Chip. You might be missing the exact chip from a spike or a stealth rock that you need for something to get a kill. Why is...
It's not just that, like...
Yeah.
It's not just that, let's... Oh, sorry, sorry.
was about to get into. There's another reason why hazards are important is item freedom. You basically are saying, hey, flying types that are rock weak, like something like Moltres, Zapdos, hey, you do not have to run boots because I don't have hazards anyways.
Like, the only way you run boots into this team is if you're instead of Sticky Webs, which, to be fair, is not unreasonable. But the flying types just have free reign to run whatever item they want. And, like, mons like Mega Delphox don't get me to Hazard's chip, which is a key way to will it down. Mega Charizard.
Yeah,
Other ones like that.
And something like, for example, Mega Dragonite or regular Dragonite, hey, they just get to keep their multi-scale. They do not have to run boots, so they can run multi-scale plus an offensive item if they want to. So yeah,
it's definitely bad basics, but there is one very good thing about this team.
Yeah. Let me just wrap up some of the other basics as well.
Right.
Your removal is also pretty shit because it's Wild Thunderous is a pretty decent remover. Rabombi's not, and that's your whole removal. So oftentimes Thunderous will be forced to run the defog. And the speed tiers themselves are fine. There's no huge gaps in the speed tiers that are worth mentioning, so speed tiers are good. And then you have enough momentum to propel the team for what it wants to do.
Yeah, Man's fine. I actually think the momentum's quite good, to be fair. Like, I will say this, I did rank the team quite harshly. If I was to go back on it, I'd probably give it one more point in defensive core, but we'll get to that later. But the basics are probably some of the most shocking I've seen. This is what I meant when I said Terabyte's plan, but had is much weaker. They're like, this is similar to Terabyte's team, but there's a lot more flaws with it, especially defensively.
Yeah. Now then, Roy, the good part you wanted to mention about the team.
The offense is amazing. Like, the offense is fantastic. You've got, on the physical, you've got Iron Valiant, Niche Thunder Sets, I guess, Alifin, Urshful Single Strike, Zygarde, Megasco Villain. And then on the special side, you've got Rabombi, which can be a setup sweeper, Iron Valiant again, Thunderous, Niche Palafin sets, Circuitry, again, Megasco Villain, Sinister. And you even have a one time if you really need it. I'm going to trap your mon and kill you with basically counter or Miracle, Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Offensively, brilliant. Absolute new for the team. Would be 10 if it had hazards for Chip.
Yeah. Now to the other bad part about the team is the defensive core. Let's go through it real quick because the only mons that there's only two mons that could be classified as defensive, which are Sinistcha and Wobbuffet.
Yeah.
And Wobbuffet is also.
Maybe I will pause. We did say yes, they side guards.
Yeah.
We did say yes, they side guards.
I did want to mention that as well. Zygarde is probably a better defensive mon than Wobbuffet because Wobbuffet is a defensive mon without anything to do except for safeguard, encore, miracle, counter.
And Destiny Bond.
And Destiny Bond, I guess, yeah. But people are aware what Wobbuffet does, and in draft it's not that scary. But yeah, your defenses are gonna be hard carried by Sinistcha and Zygarde because they have to. There's no real way through that. It's Sinistcha and Zygarde. While they do play off each other pretty well, except for one thing, they are both weak to ice. So, ice types, especially like a freeze dry ice type, so a Kyurem or an Iron Bundle, have fun.
Your ice switching's Palafin.
Mm-hmm.
And that has to switch out to get bulky.
Yep.
And your fairy switching is Megascope Villain, which I guess could be worse. But with your lacking removal as well, that's taking hazard 25% from rocks every time it comes in.
Yep.
Your Ghost Switch is a Urshifu Single Strike, so it's Shadow Ball. It's not really taking that.
Yeah.
This team is locked into winning a game in 20 turns or they lose.
Yeah, your poison type switching is also Zygarde, which, yes, Zygarde can take hits. But as we know, most if not all poison types get a certain move that is called Toxic. And as we also know, Zygarde does not have natural recovery. So yeah, definitely not good defensively. Support is also a problem because, as mentioned before, this team is an offensive-minded team, and it doesn't have hazard support, except for the sticky webs. Which, yes, the sticky webs in some situations, especially for something like Urshifu and Circuitry, will help out a lot. But otherwise, it's like, hey, you are not gonna get free chip from anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some other support things that you do have is you have Taunt, you have Knockoff, you have T-Wave, you have Will-O-Wisp on the one mon that burns things anyways.
Yep.
The momentum support is good. You have like niche memento stuff. You do not have aromatherapy, so no cleansing if T spikes do happen, so that's quite annoying.
I will double check if Wobfer gets anything. I don't think it does, though.
Maybe Rabombi gets aromatherapy, but I'm pretty sure it does not.
I'll double check. So I was going to check one other move as well to give it slightly more credit in the support category. I'll check that at the same time.
Yeah.
It does get aromatherapy, to be fair, with Bombay. So
Okay,
they do have that at least.
So you do have at least that. But again, another role you want to put on Rabombi with sticky webs, defog, aromatherapy, and U-turn, I guess.
Yeah. Wabombi is really like having four move slot syndrome here as well.
Yeah. I mean, the way this team is going to play, it's just going to be all-out offensive, hitting you in the face. That's what the team wants to do, and that's probably what it is going to do. And this team is going to pick up some wins because of that, but the thing is, it has a score of 17 for a reason. Like, if we are basing it on standard draft principles, this team is pretty ass.
I will say this, like, I want one more thing for support. The Megascope Villain Burns does actually help Sinister a bit because Sinister can run Hex. But yeah, like this, I think to be honest, the offensive core, if they play it right in Wooper, will probably get them to wins, and they could even make playoffs. If this was in a higher div, this team would be losing 0-9 every week, even in the hands of like one of the best players, because it's super hard to work.
The higher up you go, the harder it is to run something like pure Soul or pure HO.
Yeah, and this is pure hyper offense.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's no two ways around that. This team is hyper offense, and that's all it's gonna do. But yeah, that is Dino's team at number 16. Next up, we have Zan.
As you can see, by the way, the gap in between points is very different from numbers 16 to 15.
Yeah. Now let's get into Zan's basics. Typings wise, we're missing Ice and Bug, which are insignificant. Fighting is a nice to have because of the offensive prowess. The same with Electric is a nice to have because of the defensive prowess it gives sometimes. Speed tiers look fine until you see that massive gap between Victini and Celesteela.
Yeah, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Such a bad problem.
Yeah, so any mon slower than Victini, hey, have fun dealing with that in Adamant or Modest form.
And it's not even just that. It's not just like it's going to be Adamant or Modest. It can just basically go 252 HP, 252 attack. Doesn't even really have to worry about basically investing in any speed. They can just go max bulk in some situations and be super hard to kill as well.
Yeah, that is a huge problem that such a big speed gap creates. Now, removal, it's Tentacruel and Tentacruel only, so that's quite an issue.
I think it could be worse, but yeah at least they've got a good... I actually prefer this to the previous team, because at least Tentacruel was a good spinner, but yeah, you want at least one more.
Yeah. Momentum is okay. Four of your 9 mons get it, so that's pretty good. Hazard setting is gonna fall on Chomp a lot, especially the rocks, because it's the only rock setter. But spikes you can pivot on Gren, Ogerpon, or T-spikes on the Tentacruel as well, so it's not complete ass, but it is also not great. Definitely better than the last team, though.
Yeah, the basics are definitely better here, but like, yeah, this is another team that really shines offensively.
Oh yeah. Talking about the offense, we have Ogerpon Cornerstone, Niche Greninja sets, we have Garchomp, we have Victini, and we have some Celesteela sets. And yes, mentioned for the third time now, Tentacruel with Sword Stance is apparently a thing, and people should be aware of it because it won a playoff.
I think on this, to be Ben being says, they're not going to run it on this team. They'll run Swords Dance Licky Licky.
I guess. Now to the special
Sorry,
side.
I had to come up with a variant of the joke.
Yeah, now to the special side, we have Mega Floette, which is obviously the main point about the special offense. We have Victini, we have Celesteela, we have Greninja, we have Miss Magius, and some niche Garchomp sets that can run special. Yeah, offensively, this team is pretty well versed. Probably not better than the team before, offensively, but I guess the 0.5 difference comes from, hey, I have hazards, you don't.
Yeah, the chip helps you get in range, and I also really, because this is originally what I wanted to do. I wanted to pair Garchomp with Mega Floette, and like pairing that with Mega Floette really does help. The only thing maybe they might be missing offensively slightly is if I type, but honestly, Victini and Garchomp just get rid of the steals pretty easily, get rid of the poisons, get rid of the fire types. They basically cover each other so well offensively.
Yeah, the offensive core of Floette, Garchomp, Victini is great. And slap on Corner Pawn and Greninja to that as well is pretty good. The only thing I fear here is that the Garchomp is going to be forced into a defensive role more often than not, sadly.
Great. And to be fair, maybe I did slightly overrate it on that regards because I didn't factor that part in.
Yeah, I mean, without me, this would have been a 10. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I slightly overrated on that part, to be fair.
Yeah, you and Harry were very generous to this team offensively. I think this team is worse than the previous one offensively, but hey, we move. Defensive core now. The monsters that can be classified as defensive are Licky Licky, Celesteela, Tentacruel, Garchomp. Yes, there's also some niche Floette sets, to be fair. And
it might come defensive sometimes here, like, to be fair, but yeah, it's not what you want it to be doing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the one good thing about Mega Floette is it sometimes doesn't have to run any investment to nuke something with Fairy Aura.
True.
So yeah, the defense is a little lacking in the department of defensive synergy. For example, your only flying type switching is Celesteela, and that means, okay, against a good flying type, you will not be able to run offensive Celesteela unless you wanna get nuked by flying types. And yes, yeah. you do have some you have recovery on Floette and Licky Licky, but that's the only two. Yes, there's Leech Seed Celesteela, but that's not counted as reliable because first of all, it can miss. Second of all, you can just switch out.
Yeah.
But a thing that is pretty good here is support in my opinion, because Licky Licky actually does help quite a lot because it is a high HP Wish Passer. Hazard support is decent. Momentum support is decent. You have fast Encore, you have Memento, you have Heal Bell, you have Taunt, you have knockoffs, you have Will-O-Wisps, you have T-Waves, you have Screens. All pretty good to be fair, yeah. Also, that Licky Licky is definitely a Kron thing. Because Zan, for anybody who doesn't know, Kron is a player that used to be the mainstay on the server, now only plays off-seasons. And he is a Licky Licky guy, and I think that was probably a Kron suggestion, that Licky Licky.
I don't mind. Licky Licky's quite I think Licky's decent here. Like, it does give good wish support. It does give them a mon that can actually take ghost hits because Gren can't. So I think it's fine. I think it's solid here. Yeah. I used to use Licky Licky a lot more back in the day.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure like top 6, it's the top 7 coming most of the time. And Licky Licky and Miss Magius are just coming if they are like good in a matchup.
Agreed. Yeah, they'll be matchup dependent.
Yeah. But yeah.
Like, for example, if your team is only one Ghost Resist and it is a Urshifu single strike, and therefore you can run Choice Specs, Miss Magius with Shadow Ball and Dazzling Gleam, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, yeah. Yeah, that is Zan's team at number 15. Next up we have Art. And while it does not reflect in the main score, Art gets +1 for the Simisear.
Yeah, I did point. I would point out mine would have been 0.5. Harry was 0.1.
Yeah.
So I do rate going to sir.
Let's get into it. Typings was you're only missing Bug and Rock, which are insignificant types, so nothing to worry about. One thing that Lillian wanted us to start mentioning is the quality of mons of a certain typing, and most of the mons that have a certain typing here have good quality. So the only one you could argue is, hey, your dark type is Mega Greninja, which is not bulky. But
I would clarify, to be fair, I did mention that with Terabyte and also with Miles, hence why I rated his basic so low.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they had a point on like Queenie having only area doses of grounded poison. She has a point there. That is actually quite a flaw we should have mentioned.
Yeah. Now to the speed tiers. The speed tiers look pretty good until you see anything below Dragonite will be max HP, max offense.
Even the 80 to 101 is a bit of a...
Oh yeah, that's also an issue because, hey, 100 speed Pokemon, suddenly you're facing them Adamant or Modest. So yeah, definitely an issue. Hazard setting, amazing though. You have Ferrothorn Clodsire, which is all the shit you need. Then you have backups with like rocks on Cobalion, spikes on spikes and T-spikes on Gran, and spikes on the Frostlass. Pretty good. Removal wise, you have Cyclozar, which is a pretty good quality spinner. Then you have Defog on Thunderous, which can run sometimes. And if you really need a Defog on the Dragonite, momentum for this team is weak though, because it's 4 Pokemon. Yes, technically 5. Because Slowking is teleport and chili reception, but Cobalion's momentum is pretty ass.
Yeah, Cobalion is... I was going to mention, I was saying quality of steel, so it's good when they've got a second seal, because Cobalion's not a seal. But yeah, it's not the best momentum. Actually, I'm going to double check. Simiser might not have all its moves on here. I'm going to double check something. I'm also making a team at the same time. No, it doesn't get U10. Do you get Baton Pass? No.
Yeah. Now to the offensive core. Physically, very weak. It's basically mostly Dragonite. Yes, Greninja can run physical. Yes, there's Life Orb, Cyclozar sets. Yes, Frostlass has both attack sets and 80, so it can run physical offense. Yes, Cobalion could run a choice band set, or if a justified boost can be scary. Yes, Ferrothorn, Gyro Ball, and Power Whip, we know. But if we're being on the part of reliable physical offense is only Dragonite.
Yeah, like, I will say this, Frostlass lead choice band is a thing, and arguably that might be their second best physical attacker. And if that's your second best physical attacker...
I mean, no, it's the second best is still Gren, without a doubt.
Yeah, but you want actually, I think, personally. Though actually on this team, maybe.
Let's get to the special offense, where it's Greninja, it's Thunderous, it's Simisear, and why I didn't mention Simisear in the physical department, Simisear's physical move pool is pretty fucking ass.
I'm going to double check it in case because we got a bunch of new moves. It has improved actually, to be fair, like in After Champions. Yeah, it's not ass anymore. It's better, especially. It's good. I mean, not always it is that often, but just to point out, it did get some coverage now, okay. So it actually isn't unmon physically.
But yeah, we have Dragonite niche sets, Slowking niche sets, and of course we have Hatterene. Especially definitely better setup than physically, but with the Thunderous and the Hatterene can maybe sometimes free up that Greninja to be physical, so not all too awful.
Slowking trickle mode with this team, I will say that. Like, Life Orb Cloaking does hit harder than you think it does, so... Yeah, but that might be copium.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little copium because this is not a Glowking, so it does hit less hard than a Glowking, but hey, it's still 100, so it can sometimes be pretty strong for you. Now for the defenses, definitely better on this team. We have Clodsire, Ferrothorn, Hatterene, Slowking, and Cobalion, which can all be classified as defensive Pokemon. Yes, there's niche Dragonite sets that can be defensive. Yes, Cyclozar takes hits and gets out. But the pure defensive Pokemon are Ferro, Clodsire, Hatterene, and Slowking. There's some good parts about the defense, like Ferro and Clodsire do not share any weaknesses, so that's pretty good. it's gonna be a hard core to just get through. Slowking obviously is gonna be annoying with the regen, and Hatterene is also pretty bulky. One thing to mention though is that yes, Clodsire gets natural recovery and Slowking has regen. The other two do not have natural recovery, like natural good recovery, and Cobalion also does not.
Yeah.
Which brings me to support, because we don't have Wish support. We do have one Encore user, which is Dragonite, so Hazard support is good though. You have a lot of taunt, some pretty good knockoff. You have Will-O-Wisp, you have T-Wave, you have screens. So support-wise, support is probably the best thing about the team, because it also has Trick Room options with the Hatterene and Slowking, and some niche Pharaoh stuff, I guess. But yeah,
Healing Wish as well on Hatterene
Yeah.
can also heal up a Mega Greninja in endgame or Dragonite in endgame.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just like that this team's the only issue like this team has is really that the offense is mostly running through D-Knight Mega Gren, which, don't get me wrong, not bad Pokemon, but you will have to use them wisely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be Art at number 14. Next up we have Citrix Sage. And this team looks fucking so much like an OU team if you remove the Halucha and Heliolisk.
This is interesting. This is an interesting team.
Yeah. Let's get started with the basics. Tapping wise, we're missing Bug and Ice, not important. Grass, also not that important. Sometimes nice though for a resist to ground instead of an immunity. And then we get to the speed tiers. Speed tiers look pretty fine until you see, hey, there is a gap between Tinkaton and Heliolisk, which is a little exploitable, but the rest is pretty good.
Yeah. I also would say Helios is kind of a bit of a weird choice on this team. I don't know. It was a weird mon. I don't know. It was kind of out of place.
Yeah, I mean, the Heliolisk is your normal type, your dark, but you have a dark type in Mandibus, so that's pretty good. So you don't have to rely on the Helios being your ghost type switching, so it's pretty fine. If you had an offensive dark type here, definitely a lot worse.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We'll get to it in offensive core actually, yeah, because I have my points with Helios. It just feels like a bit of a weird mon here, but I can't remember. There's some tiers I don't remember what the mons are tiered into and what point they are, so I might think of old tiers.
Yeah. Next up though, hazard setting, very good. Hazard removal, very good. Momentum, pretty weak.
Yeah, it's mostly Helios. It's Helios, Mandibuzz, and Mega Hawlucha, and that. Actually, Teleport Slowbro. Sorry, because it doesn't show up on the dock. I keep forgetting the Teleport mons.
Yeah, there is Teleport Slowbro, which is good. The Mandibuzz obviously good, and Mega Hawlucha actually can run U-turn. It's just like Heliolisk again is it's weird to have here on this team. And it's obviously not going to come that much because it's still a Heliolisk, so yeah. Now we get to the offensive core. Physically, we have Great Tusk, we have Mega Hawlucha, and we have Gouging Fire. Especially we have Glim, we have Heliolisk, and we have Spectre, and some niche Slowbro sets. Now, why is the offense rated so low when it has Spectre plus great fighting type, like a great fighting type and Great Tusk and Mega Hawlucha, which also hits pretty hard? That is exactly the reason, because the offense is going to rely on Spectre, especially a lot. Yes, Glamora will be able to help, and physically it's two fighting types and Gouging Fire, and Gouging Fire, as we know, sometimes either needs a boost or a choice band to be like a big threat. So to be fair, I do like the offense more than the other two did, but hey.
Yeah, I will say this. Yeah, Ben has a point on that one. I will say this. I would like if it paying on speed tiers, I like Porygon there as a normal type mon instead, which now gets Volt Switch by the way. Like Porygon Z, that works better because I think that's what they were going for Healers, but Healers just doesn't hit hard enough. I will say this because they got good hazards, they might be able to put in Glim offensively, which I prefer.
Yeah, but if you need a spike or a T spike, it's on Glim. So, it's just about like roll compression. So sometimes you compress rolls a little too much. So Glim is trying to do a lot of things here. It's trying to be offensive, trying to be a hazard setter, and sometimes it's even going to try and be a remover. Although Skip Manibus will probably do that more often than not. Yeah. Now to the defensive core. The defensive core consists of Tinkaton, Great Tusk, Mandibus, Slowbro, and we also have the Gouging Fire, which is also very bulky. And Mega Halucia can take some hits too. Also, more hated on by the other two than me, because I do actually appreciate the core of Mandibus plus Slowbro a lot, and then you have something like Tinkaton, Gouging Fire, and Great Tusk to help that out. Pretty good, actually, in my opinion. But hey, I'm just one part of the PRs.
Yeah, like again fits into like I don't think it's a bad defensive core, but I don't think it's particularly amazing. And maybe because this is how I use Great Tusk. I prefer Great Tusk as an offensive beast rather than using it defensively.
Yeah, fair. I mean, this team is like it also has like good recovery. Manibus and Slowbro obviously have good recovery. Halucha can roost up if needed be. Great Tusk and Tink cannot. The Gouging Fire also has like Morning Sun, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Gouging Fire does get more than some.
So yeah, defensively this team is also not bad. Support wise, obviously hazard support as mentioned before is pretty good. Momentum support could be better. You have Encore and even fast Encore. You have Memento. You do not have any clerics, so no heal bell or memento. Heal bell or aromatherapy. So that can get a little annoying. You have good taunt and knockoff stuff. You have good Willow user, some T-Wave users. You have screens as well. Now, I actually do like this team, but we also apparently have some high quality Wooper drafts this time because it's the division of a lot of new people. So yeah.
Again, I will say this: there's only one team that I would classify as a bad draft. I'm using quotation marks. I generally like overall the drafts. I did like most of them. I just thought some stuff was not the greatest, hence why I might have seemed quite harsher than I actually am. I don't think any team is unpilotable, even the team I rank the lowest out of all divisions, which is the Dino team, because their offense is so great. This is in my opinion, a bog band team, could be improved, but also as well at the same time, Tusk, Mega Halucha, Spectria, Tinkerton, Glamora, Slowbro, Mandibuzz is a fucking great core.
Yeah, I mean the quality of mons is pretty good aside from like the Heliolisk, I would say. Yeah. What could be done to change this team? Maybe swap up Mega Halucha and Heliolisk for 2 other Pokemon, but hey, if you want to use Mega Halucha, go for it, man. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean you can just don't miss Stone Edge, it's perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, that is Citric Sage at 13. Next up we have Jump.
Jump on it.
LG Jump.
What does this jump mean? I don't get it.
LG Jump.
Okay, I still don't get it.
Basically, LG is a short form of Liebe Grüße, which means, what does it mean? Fuck, my German English translation currently is stuck in my head. Kind regards, yes. It basically means kind regards, Jump. And
okay, that's quite cool.
There is a picture where like over half the GDL server, which is a server with a shit ton of people on it, said LG Jump. So yeah, LG Jump.
Oh, is this like the thank you spike thing?
Yeah, basically. Just on another
Thank you,
level.
Spike.
Jump went into this draft with a interesting proposition to me. He made a bet with me that he wants to make playoffs while spelling out LG Jump twice. which he couldn't do completely because 11 on gap and all. But hey, he did pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive to be fair. Like he got close to it. Latios,
The only
Glidor.
yeah. Let me
The
get
pot guy. The pot guy. Oh yeah.
the only thing he doesn't have is a second M, but he technically you can say low punny mega and mega low punny, so technically he
I
has
count
a
that.
second M there, yeah.
I count it. I think he stuck to the spirit of it. I respect it.
Yeah. Let's get into it though. Typing wise, we're missing bug ice, which are non-important. Grasses are nice to have, but fire is also nice to have for two reasons. First of all, offensively. Second of all, its fairy resist is pretty huge. Your ghost type's also Poltegeist. You do have some. You do have like Gliscor and Prim to be good switch-ins into fighting though, and Garg and Jirachi for normal types. So you're okay on that end. Speeders wise, it's also pretty good. There's obviously the big gap between Poltegeist and Gliscor, and a little gap between Latios and Jolteon. So watch out for those. Generally speaking, it's pretty decent. A hazard setting is also pretty decent because it's never going to be garbage with Gliscor on the team. You have Rachi and Garg for backup rock. Removal though, pretty ass.
Yeah, the removal. You're basically your removal is Gliscor that wants to set hazards all the time, and Latios that you don't really want to be using to remove. You want to be hitting stuff with.
Exactly. Momentum though is pretty very good on this team. Now then, let's get to the offensive core. Physically we have, let me start with some of the weaker ones. We have some Rachi sets, some Garg sets, some Muk sets. And then your two strongest physical attackers are both normal type, Megalopony and Ursaring.
Which is a problem.
But, I mean, not necessarily because we still have the scrappy part of Megalopony, so you can get around that.
It's more the to be honest, it's more like, in my opinion, it's the Ursaring, because like you already have Megalopony. What do you need Ursaring for offensively?
Yeah,
You just hit everything.
the physical offense part is definitely going to be hard carried by Megalopony. Let's not joke around there. Especially we have Primarina, we have Latios, we have Jolteon, some niche Rachi sets, and Poltegeist. For some of these Pokemon, like Prim and Latios, I would say are good special attackers. Jolteon has some coverage issues, and Poltegeist also has some coverage issues. And Jirachi needs setup, so yeah, especially it's Latios and Prim show, but physically it's mostly the Megalop show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not that high of a score on offenses. Now to defenses, though, which are a little better. We have Garg, we have Makalola, we have Eviolite Ursaring, we have Umbreon, we have Gliscor, we have Rachi, and we have Primarina, of course. While Primarina is mostly going to be offensive on this team, I think, it still can run the defensive sets pretty well. But yeah,
Agreed.
Eviolite Ursaring is very bulky. Makalola, obviously, known for being an amazing chicken to ghost types. Garg, obviously bulky as fuck, Jirachi, very bulky. Gliscor, very bulky. And Umbreon, of course, as well. And a lot of them actually get natural recovery with Rachi, Gliscor, and Garg getting like good recovery naturally. And there's some Gluttony sets with Makalola that can be used still, even though they're not that good anymore. Wish Umbreon as well is there. So yeah, while Prim and Ursaring are not going to recover at all, you have supports for them because Rachi, obviously a good Wish passer, and Umbreon, same thing.
Agreed.
Yeah. Support is definitely also the best part about this team because you have good momentum, good hazards, removal not so much, hazard setting. You have taunts, you have good knockoff, you have the T-Waves. Will-O-Wisp only being on Poltegeist is kind of annoying, but you do have screens, you have Healing Wish on Rachi and Megalopony as well. You have fast Encore, and you have a slow Encore user if you need them. And Wish support, as mentioned before, again, Umbreon and Raji will keep your team alive. Yeah, anything else you want to say to Jump's team, Roy?
Sorry, I was replying back to someone about saying, no, I think it's a pretty fun team. Like, they have a lot of like memento hazards. I think it's a fun team. It's definitely got weaknesses, and the Poltergeist is a bit of a weird mon. I will say one thing they might need to be aware of. Actually, then people are probably not going to bring Mirror Herb every week into it. I think they've kept us. I think it's going to split the bet. The only thing I would change if there's a better Umon. Let me see if there's any Umons that could fit into the Versa. Sorry, I doubt there is. Pheasant. No, okay, yeah. It probably has to be Ursaring.
Yeah, probably has to be.
Yeah, I mean, at least it'll come. It can. It won't come offensively, but it will come defensively to like a Spectria matchup, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, that is Jump's team. LG Jump. We continue. Next up, we have Miyamura. If you remove Fez and Meow, this is very Galar or you looking team.
Great.
Let's get into it. Typing wise, we're missing normal, as mentioned before. Can be nice, but you have T-Tar, which is amazing ghost check, and Meowscarada can take a ghost hit in a pinch. You don't have fighting, which obviously, as mentioned before, can be good offensively. You don't have a ghost, which T-Tar sometimes appreciates a ghost because of fighting type stuff, but you have Lele and Fez, which are both 4 times resistant, and a Mega Alt and Volcarona, which can also take a fighting move.
To be fair, they have 3 fairies, which helps with the actual missing a fighting type as well.
Yeah. The big one is, though, you don't have a flying type. Yes, you have a levitating Rotom Wash, and you have one of the Mold Breaker mons so you don't get Mold Breakered on. But flying types have other uses than just being immune to ground, so kind of sucks that you don't have one here, but hey, we move. Speed tiers, there's a gap between Mega Alt and T-Tar, which is not too big of a deal. The big one is, though, Volcarona to Meowscarada. That's a pretty significant gap that might want fixing, especially since you have like 3 mons at 80 speed and 2 at 90, like 3 in the 90s. So you could probably fix it some way or another. But if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't take what we say on a random PR video way too seriously.
You gotta remember, I'm washed, so like this is just some idiot talking over my ratings.
Yeah. Hazard setting. I mean, T-Tar is a great rocker, good backup rocker, and extra spikes and T-Specs only being on Meow with it before move slot syndrome is sometimes a problem, but it's passable. Removal wise, you have a good spinner in Excadrill, you have a good defogger in Rotom Wash, and 2 backup defoggers if you ever need it. So not too bad. Momentum wise, you're also set up pretty good. 5 out of 9 mons having momentum is pretty good. So yeah. Now then, to the offense, which is my favorite part about this team, because physically we have T-Tar, we have Mega Altaria, we have Excadrill, we have Darm Galar, and we have Meowscarada. Especially, we have Mega Altaria. Again, we have Rotom Wash with some nasty plot sets. We have Tapu Lele, we have Volcarona, and we have T-Tar, niche T-Tar sets again. And yes, Roy, Choice Specs Meowscarada into Moltres. Yeah, offensively this team is set pretty well. It is hard to have any check into Darm Lele. You add to that Excadrill, Meowscarada, Volcarona, pretty hard to deal with, and you also have the T-Tar in the back that could Dragon Dance up in any given game. It's going to be hard to deal with this offense for sure.
I also think the mons in this team as well, like they have enough setup mons which punish teams that were on Protect, because one of the best ways to deal glaring Demantan in draft is Protect, because you know it's coming, so you can just scout what it's doing. Well, this team has a bunch of setup mons that if you give one turn to set up, they switch in for free on your Protect. you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't give Volcarona a free turn, don't give Mega Altaria a free turn, don't give Excadrill a free turn, basically. Yeah, next up, defensive. This is where the team is a little weaker because the defenses are Titar, Mega Altaria, Rotom, and Pheasantipity. In some special cases, a special defensive Volcarona can work as well. And same with Lele, but it's mostly those mons. And sometimes they want to do other stuff. For example, Mega Altaria sometimes wants to be offensive, of course. I mean, Rotom Wash most of the time you're gonna be your defensive slow pivot, and that's its favorite job. Peter sometimes wants to be offensive, obviously, and so the two mons that will carry the defensive load a lot are Pheasantipity and Rotom Wash.
I agree. Like Pheasantipity, and to be fair, Pheasantipity is a pain in the ass. I will say we'll get into support, but Pheasantipity can also help whittle stuff down into range whilst being defensive.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But this is mostly an offensive team in a good way.
Yeah. But yeah, you have like your simple defensive checks that can take a hit in a dire situation. The one thing that sucks, obviously, is that your defensive mons, aside from Pheasantipity, don't have recovery. Yes, Mega Alt has recovery, but again, as mentioned before, it likes running offense more than defense oftentimes. Rotom has Pain Split, which, yes, Rotom's Pain Split is pretty good, but sometimes you take away HP, actually, so I wouldn't call it reliable. Volcarona, if you run the special defensive set at one point, has recovery, but yeah, it's basically only the Fez and Altaria with reliable recovery.
Yeah. I mean, you can run Roost Soul Corona, but then you can't really Quiver Dance.
Yeah. Sorry, my girlfriend just brought me a piece of cake that is very delicious.
No, it's all good. Like the set. Oh, very nice. What cake is that?
A chocolate.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Ben's girlfriend.
Yeah, not to support though. Hazard support is okay. Momentum support is pretty good. You have Heal Ball, you have Aromatherapy. Yes, because Lele, it's not Bulu, it's Lele getting Aromatherapy, as we've established yesterday.
Yeah.
You have good knockoff, very good knockoff users. We have Will-O-Wisp, you have T-Wave, you have Taunt. You don't have Healing Witch, which can sometimes be cool for you. But the main part is that the momentum support is as good as it is. Because momentum obviously helps an offensive-minded team a lot.
Agreed.
Yeah, that would be Miyamura at number 11. Next up, we have Shiny, who did not submit a logo, so they get this.
Yep. You get the Quag.
You get the Quag. Roy, why don't you start us off with this team?
Okay, so typing wise, the only type I can see they're missing is an Ice type, which Ice does not matter. They got two Fairy types, both are good mons. Their Steel type is Aegislash, which is a legit mon. Their Ghost type is also Aegislash, which is a legit mon. Dark type's Roaring Moon, so you could do with a normal type. Ursula Blood Moon will take hits. It's not an offensive one typically, and it honestly doesn't work like a normal type, but that's fine. Also, I will say this about Ursula Blood Moon, it's not really a normal ground type, so you kind of want to back up lower tier ground type, and Gligar works very well here for that. They've got Grounded Poison as well in Mega Venusaur. That is a motherfucker to get rid of. So the basics are pretty good at this point, but they are missing them on over 120 speeds. There's also a bit of an iffy gap between 80 and 60, but that's not the end of the world. But yeah, no one over 120 speed. Those hazards, pretty good. Stealth Rock, you got two good Stealth Rockers. You got good Spiker, good T-Spiker. The problem comes in... Oh, and also they got Sticky Web Scavantula. Don't want to forget that. So apologies. And they even got knockoff mons, that sort of stuff. And momentum's alright. The big weakness is your removal is Gligar that honestly would rather be Setting Hazard and Colossal without Terror.
Yeah,
Colossal without Terror, not a mon really.
Non-Terra Colossal is hard to make work sometimes because you obviously have two huge 4 times weaknesses to very common types as well. hey, in some matchups it will work, but oftentimes it's like, hey, hard to fit on.
Agreed.
Now then, to the best part about this team, the offense, of course. Physically, we have Roaring Moon, we have Slitherwing, and very, very niche Manaphy sets. Especially, we have Blood Moon Ursaluna, we have Mega Venusaur, we have Manaphy, we have Galvantula, and Sylveon, and obviously to mention for buff offenses is Aegislash. And the Poltergeist buff is obviously what Shiny was going for, because they have said they have been wanting to use Aegislash, and now with Poltergeist on Aegislash, it's gonna hit like a truck physically. Because before I had the problem, hey, I have to run Shadow Claw or Shadow Sneak. Now we can click Poltergeist.
Yep. Like that is honestly, this is this is honestly like a very scary team if you're not careful.
Oh yeah, like make a mistake against Roaring Moon, suddenly you're facing a booster attack, Roaring Moon at +1. Make a mistake against Manaphy. Oh hi, I'm here with a tail glow. Mistakes are not very good against this team.
Yeah, you make one mistake, you could be fucked.
Yeah. Now to the defensive core. Defensive classified Pokemon on this team are Colossal, although niche because of the bad typing. Sylveon, Aegislash can be very good defensively, because we all know Ordinary's favorite set. It's a Toxic, Protect, Substitute set. Very annoying to deal with sometimes. Mega Venusaur, obviously very defensive. Gligar, defensive. And very good part about this team is that a lot of defensive Pokemons don't share weaknesses, which makes it pretty good in the sense that, hey, I have enough switch-ins there. The one thing I would say about the defensive core I don't understand is why you have Screamtail and Sylveon.
Yeah, that unless you're bringing Sylveon to be offensive, and that's maybe why it's there. It is a bit like, I love both the Mons. Both Mons are fantastic. I don't know if you want both Sylveon and like Screamtail here. I feel like you could trade Sylveon and Colossal for a better spinner or better defogger.
Yeah, for sure. Like I get they can do different things, because Screamtail's not that good offensively, what Sylveon can be, but it feels a little redundant to have both, because they're both bulky Fairy type Wish Passers.
Great.
Yeah. Next up though, support. As mentioned before, we have 2 Wish Passes, which is pretty good, as Aegislash really appreciates it. A lot of the mons get natural. Aegislash and Manaphy obviously appreciate it, but a lot of the mons actually get natural recovery, like Ursaluna gets it, Mega Venusaur gets it, Slitherwing gets it, Gligar gets natural recovery. Yeah, one very underrated piece of support here as well, though, is the Galvantula webs.
Yeah.
Because while this team doesn't have anything above Roaring Moon speed, the webs can help out with that. Obviously not against something like Mega Delphox, because it levitates and is a piece of shit, hard to deal with. But hey, sometimes it also helps Aegislash, because hey, Aegislash gets Autotomize. And suddenly you're faster than everything with Autotomize and Webs up.
And then suddenly everyone's like, shit.
Yeah.
Also, even then, it just Roaring Moon can then sweep for a team as well if you go with the boosted speed attack Dragon Dance set.
Yeah, exactly. Some other important things to mention about the support, obviously. The hazard support is good, the momentum support is good. Hazard removal support, obviously not that good. We have heal bells, we have some good taunts, some good knockoffs. We have Will-O-Wisp, we have T-Wave, we have screens. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's a very good team.
Yeah. This team is definitely centered around making Aegislash work, though, I fear.
Which I can respect. Like, hey, you got a plan, and there's worse mons to build around.
Yeah, there's definitely worse mons to build around. Make a beat roll. But yeah, next up we have Welsh Moody. And Moody did get a little preferential treatment from Roy and Harry, because he joined in the middle of the draft.
I would actually clarify this. I ranked the team as I rated it. I did put a note saying that he did join midway through the draft. So I was never going to be super harsh in the video about his criticisms, but I wanted to know that he joined midway through the draft. But I still rated it as any other team.
Yeah. Let's get into it. Typings wise, we're missing normal, which can be important sometimes, especially since you have you have two darks. They're both offensive darks and don't like taking hits that much. Well, Chiyu can take especially physical is a different story, and Weavile is bad at taking hits. Let's not joke around about that. So
I also was they're basically go switch in as Chiyu. If it's a physical one.
Yeah. Which,
That's common.
I mean, you have Tangrowth to help out a bit with regen against like physical ghost types. But yeah, you're also missing Electric. As mentioned before, Electric can be nice for some defensive purposes and some offensive purposes. Big one though, you're missing Flying type. And
yep,
yes, you have a Levitator. And yes, you have a Tangrowth, so you might be fine, but still, Flying types are also nice to have for the offensive prowess Flying types sometimes provide.
There's a lot of teams in this division that miss Flying types.
Yeah. Hazard setting's pretty good. Hazard removal, you have a good spinner. You have two decent defoggers. So yeah, that's pretty good. Momentum support could be better though, because one is Volbeat.
Yeah.
And yes, the other ones like running their momentum, but the one from our big treads is not that how do we say it? Not that great, because its special attack set is only 72.
Yeah, it's coming off its weakest start. It's like when Sarah Aura uses like Volt Switch, it's a bit iffy.
Yeah. Next up, though, we have the offensive core, which is actually very good. We have Weavile, physically. We have Mega Diancie, we have Iron Treads, and we have Annihilate. And yes, Tangrowth counts, because Tangrowth has 100 and 110 in special. Some niche Vaporeon sets. We have Chiyu for special Latias sets and Mega Diancie again. So offensively, it's very well versed, especially having the Mega Diancie, which can go for either offense, and then pairing it with the two very strong dark type attackers, one physical, one special, actually is pretty good.
Yeah, I like if you're gonna have two dark types that are offensive, I like having it like one that's a physical nuke, one that's a special nuke. I think that's a good synergy.
Yeah,
Overwhelms them as well.
One good thing is as well, Diancie does struggle into steel types a lot, and she uses an amazing steel type remover. And Treads and Annihilate can also help with that. For the ones that might be especially bulky and survive a hit from Chiyu. So yeah, synergy is definitely there offensively. Now then, to the defensive core. Mons classified as defensive on this team are Latias, Iron Treads to some extent, both to some extent. Treads more than Latias, I would say, but still both pretty good. And then Vaporeon, Tangrowth, and Garbodor.
Yeah.
I would say it mostly falls on Vaporeon, Tangrowth, and Treads. But Latias can also be defensive as a special ball if you need it to be. And Garbodor, in a certain matchup, it will be there, set hazards, and be a little pesky to deal with, but hey.
I will say there is a weird one as well. You can bring Annihilate as a defensive mon because of its stats. It can be defensive.
Yeah.
But and I will say this, AV Annihilate can actually work in some matchups, and you do have Wish to boost up the Rage Fist. But yeah, it's not this team thrives offensively a bit more.
Yeah, the team's better offensively than defensively, but not bad defensively. Support is pretty good though, as mentioned before. The hazard support is pretty good. Removal is also pretty good. Momentum sucks a little bit for how offensive minded this team is. So you struggle sometimes getting in Chiyu or Diancie for free on like momentum stuff. You do have Memento, you have Encore, and you even have Fast Encore with the Mega Diancie. You have good knockoff. You have Will-O-Wisp, although a Will-O-Wisp user that doesn't necessarily run Will-O-Wisp that often. T-Wave, and obviously the big one here is Wish. Why is the Wish big here? The Wish is big here for certain stuff. For example, Treads appreciates Wish a lot, and the big one is obviously Annihilate. Why is Wish as a good combination with Annihilate, Roy?
Wish is great for Annihilate because it doesn't get recovery, and Rage Fist is insane.
Exactly.
Because the more hits it takes, the stronger it gets.
And not to mention that you have two Wishers, so Latias and Vaporeon can both run it, but you also have Healing Wish. So in case something's crippled and low, hey, Latias, kill yourself.
Especially when to Annihilate. Does he get Healing Wish?
Latias does get Healing Wish, yes.
Oh no, I wonder if Volby gets it as well.
I don't know enough about Volby. I know it gets Tail Glow.
No, the only reason why I asked is that is actually a handy niche for Prankster, to be fair.
Prankster Healing
I'll
Wish?
double check. Yeah.
I don't think
I feel
we
like
have
one of
any
them gets
Prankster
it.
Healing Wish mon.
I'll double check.
Yeah, you can double check. But yeah, considering this...
Okay, yeah, no, neither of them get it. Fair enough.
Considering this team was made with the scraps people left, pretty good.
Yeah, it's a fairly good team. Like, it's a solid team. Like, legitimately, it is the 9th best team in my opinion. Like, which credit to him for doing that when having to come in partway through with scraps.
Yeah. Although I'm still a little salty about Cedric Sage being as low as they are, but hey, I can't. I'm one part.
Next up, the Welsh.
Next up, we have Sandan LP, another German, already second German today.
This is the German division.
We have 3 Germans in this division. That is true. 4 actually, 4. Anyways, let's get into it. Basics. We are missing Electric, as mentioned before, nice to have. Fighting, nice to have. Psychic, not important. Rock, not important. And Dragon is also nice to have because of the elemental resistances. Which I will get into when we get to the defensive part, but hang on tight. Your normal type's also fake, because it's Ditto.
Yeah.
And considering big old Moltres Galar doesn't get recovery, could be a little tricky into Ghost type sometimes, but I will get into some good parts about it later. Speed tiers are good.
Even as a Comfey, I will say as well, Comfey, it's okay fairy type, but it's more of a setup machine.
Yeah. Speed tiers are pretty good. The big gap between Petra and Aloe is a little annoying, but sometimes you can't have everything. Hazards are ass. Let's get that straight out the bat. Hazards are ass.
Yeah.
You have Donphan for Rock and Spikes as Ogerpon Heartflame. That's all you got. Removal, very good though. Torn, obviously one of the best defoggers in the game. Very solid rapid spin and backup defoggers. Now, to the other part about the basics. Momentum. Jesus.
U-turn galore.
So we have U-turn or flip turn on Bundle, we have U-turn on Torn, we have U-turn on Ogerpon Heartflame, we have U-turn on Comfey, we have U-turn on Moltres Galar, we have Parting Shot on Pecharon, we have flip turn on Aloe, we have U-turn on Scizor. The only 2 mons that do not momentum are Donphan and Ditto, which Ditto sometimes could maybe momentum depending on what mon you turn into.
Yeah, to be fair, if it turns into a Annihilate, it can U-turn. Wait, hang on a minute. This is actually... Sorry, I've just thought this in my head. How does the Rage Fist boost work with Ditto?
I think Ditto has to still get hit, but I don't know. I have never tested it.
Yeah, I generally don't know. I generally thought that in my head. I had to say it out loud. That was it actually talking.
Yeah. Let's get to the offensive core. Offensive core, we have physically Scizor, Donphan, Ogerpon Heartflame. Especially we have Iron Bundle, Torn, Moltres Galar, and some niche Pecharon sets and some niche Comfey sets. And yes, Ditto will be classified as offensive because it will just turn into whatever the fuck it wants to.
And usually you're using it to turn into an offensive one on the other team.
Exactly. Yeah, offense is okay. Some mons need setup more than others. Physically, obviously, Ogerpon Heartflame and Scizor hit very strong right off the bat, and Donphan can too if you needed to. Especially, it's mostly going to be Torn and Bundle because Moltres needs setup, Petrod needs setup, and yeah. So physically better than Specially for sure, but Bundle is very hard to wall anyway, so.
Great.
Yeah.
There's very few mons that can take both its stabs.
Yeah. Defensive core. Defensive core consists of Aloe, Petch, Scizor, Dawnfan, and Torn. Torn is mentioned because Regenerator. Even though its defensive stats might not be that good, Regen is a nasty thing to deal with.
Yeah.
The main ones are obviously going to be Petch, Aloe, and Dawnfan for the defenses. Because Aloe and Petch already is a pain in the ass to deal with. You add a Dawnfan to that, and something like a Tornet which can run Boots or AV. Very annoying to deal with defensively. It could be better. It could be better. It could be worse. To be fair, Roy and Harry were hating on defense a little more than me. I don't know why, but hey, I'm just a guy.
Honestly, in hindsight, I think I probably underrated the defense and overrated their support because I've noticed something that I didn't notice when I was ranking it.
Yeah. Now to the support, which was overrated by the other two.
Agreed.
We have wish support.
I realise it now after looking at it for two very big reasons.
Yeah. First of all, Hazard support is ass. Hazard removal support is good. Momentum support is amazing. We have fast encore. We have Memento. We have Heal Bell. We have Taunt. We have knockoffs a lot. We even have wish passing for into the Dawnfan, which helps out a lot. And you can also wish pass into some of your offensive mons to get them back going. Now, we also do. I think we also do have screens because I think Comfey gets screens, but I'm not 100% on that. Roy, can you double check this?
Comfey gets at least one screen. I'll double check now. I think he gets at least one. It might get both. Because I know that Aloe doesn't get both. Comfey. Gets light screen, doesn't get reflect.
Okay. Now, one thing to mention, wish support is very good because it helps out Moltres Galar as well. Moltres Galar, we know, is not a mon that sadly did not get recovery because with recovery it would be very annoying to deal with Berserk and everything. The big thing though is Hazard support is bad, and we don't have Will-O-Wisps or T-Waves anywhere.
Yep. Not a single sausage. If I could take this back, I probably would switch around the support and the defensive core and swap the ratings around.
That's what I did, but hey, I'm just a man.
No, I honestly, I feel like I'm gonna say I mistyped, or I don't know what the fuck I was smoking when I put those way around. That's on me. I fucked up here.
At least you know you fucked up. But hey, yeah.
I realize I fucked up.
I mean, the momentum support is still crazy good.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's why I ranked it so high because the momentum is so good. But yeah, then yeah.
Yeah, like
I think I got that wrong.
You have some good support options, but you're missing in some cases. Like no Willow, no T-Wave. Obviously, is annoying. Why are those important? T-Wave obviously to cripple speedy mons and maybe get a full para, and Willow obviously to grab physical attackers.
Great.
Yeah. Funny enough, your water type your one of your water types also does not get Skull, so it's on Aloe to burn people.
I mean, Aloe, to be fair, it Wish, Protect, Flip, Turn, it can run Skull quite often. AV's legit, but set on it as well.
Yeah. But yeah, San NLP, Mr. Pivoting himself, number 8. Next up, we have Rare Coin.
Joke's on you, we didn't hate your team.
The coin that is rare. Let's get into it. Typing spots we're missing: Ice, Bug, and Rock, which are not essential. Flying type we're missing though. You do have 2 immunities, but if the Excadrill that we have on the other team, probably bitches you.
Yeah, like actually bitches it hard here.
Because yes, Superior will take an Earthquake. Will it take an Exos or a Megahorn? No.
I will say, you are basically you're locked into one of your mons, either Orthworm or Rotom Heat running Ability Shields.
Yeah.
Also, I want to make a note of the fact that ground type is Hippowdon, which is, well, not a bad one. Bit of on the weaker scale regarding ground types.
I disagree fully. I love Hippowdon.
I like it, but it is definitely on the weak. And not like, again, this is more like because of power creep. It's not because it's shit. It's on the weaker scale because power creep's ridiculous. Where there's like 20 great ground types. Hippowdon's still solid. I don't think it's bad, but yeah, it's weird that Hippowdon's only solid nowadays.
Yeah. Anyway, speed tiers are pretty good. You bridge most of your gaps pretty well. No too big issues there. Hazard setting is pretty okay. Hippo gets up rocks reliably. You have backup rocks in the Earthworm and the King Gambit. Spikes is only Earthworm, which will probably not come that often, but it's there for spikes. And you have T-spikes on the big ol' Sneasler.
I think Earthbound only comes to one game, to be honest. Like I as someone who's got it on another two people's teams who I'm helping, I even said to them, you got 2 spare points, get off one because it at least gives you a ground immunity and offers hazards.
Yeah. Removal wise, we have a good Defogger and Rotom Heat. Solid backup in Feeny and sometimes even the Superior. We also have Rapid Spin Regieleki, which, while not a good Rapid Spinner, it is a Rapid Spinner.
I think I don't know. I think it's a good rapid spin screen spot. And like if you build a team all around it where the ground types are punished, it can be an absolute monster. There's better spinners, but I don't think it's a bad one.
Fair. And momentum support is pretty bad though because it's Sneasler, Mellow, and Dragapult and 2 Volt Switch Mons, which both get kind of shafted by most ground types.
Both of them do short into ground types quite a lot. I'm just double checking if there's any misses, no punch shot on here. Yeah, no, okay, yeah.
Let's get into the offensive core then. Physically, we have Dragapult, Sneasler, Mega Kangaskhan, King Gambit, and some niche Hippowdon and Regieleki sets. Especially, we have Regieleki, Dragapult, Meloetta, and Rotom Heat, and some niche Tapu Fini sets. And yes, Meloetta can also be physical. While harder to make work, it can be.
Yeah, I agree. I will say this. This is a team where you can definitely do the Meloetta stuff and also then bring it in like multiple times just because Mega Kangaskhan is a very good wisher.
Yeah, it's a very underrated wisher, I would say.
I've used it before I got to finals with it. Because people do sleep on it, but it can hit and be a wish mon.
For sure. Next up to the defensive core. The defensive core mostly consists of Rotom Heat, Feeny, Hippo. Then there's some Earthworm sets, some Meloetta sets, and some Kangaskhan sets that can also be defensive. And even King Gambit can, in a pinch situation, can be a physical defensive mon for you, but be careful of fighting coverage, of course.
Yeah.
To the defensive core as well. The problem with the defensive core is there's not a lot of natural good recovery. Yes, Hippo gets Slack off, and Mega Kangaskhan gets Wish. The rest does not get anything except for like Pain Split Rotom.
Which can work, but it's not ideal a lot of the time.
Yeah. But talking about the Mega Kangaskhan, you mentioned it as a Wish support mon, which, yes, I mean, sometimes you don't need coverage on Mega Kangaskhan. All you're gonna need is the certain moves that are normal type and something to hit ghosts, and that's about it, because Parental Bond is pretty strong. But yeah, Mega Kangaskhan, especially in recent years, has become a better support mon than offensive.
Agreed. Like it is a very good support mon. Like because Kangaskhan gets decent. I'm gonna open up another tab because he's actually fine where the because it gets decent support. I feel like is it getting something I can get him like as well. You could also you can also keep it pre-mega and use it for Scrappy as well. Gets disabled, raw, yawn. Okay, I feel like I thought I got Encore for some reason.
The one I think does get Encore is Meloetta actually, which is not showing. But can you double check that because I thought Meloetta gets Encore. singers.
It feels like almost should, especially with the singing and stuff. It should get encore.
Yeah. Onto some of the other
No,
support.
because the encore. That's surprising.
Yeah, that is actually surprising. So no encore, sadly, no memento. You do have a good taunt. You have your knockoff is pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's iffy. We are adding the Thunderwave support as well. Glare on Superior as well.
Yeah,
Which
glare
also is glare into ground types as well, which is handy.
Yeah.
If you need it.
You have Will-O-Wisp. You have screens with Rotom and like Regieleki. You have Wish support with Kangaskhan. Support could be better though, because again, knockoff is something to be improved on. King Gambit is not showing up here. It does get knockoff, which is only good knockoff user. Yes, Feeny runs it sometimes because Feeny has a shit move pool anyways and has the free room to do it. But the other two don't necessarily like running knockoff.
Right.
Yeah. No encore Memento, obviously. It does suck. Momentum being 3 mons and then 2 volts, which is sometimes as bad as well. But yeah, that is the coin that is rare. Next up, we have Hippie Mochi.
Mochi Mochi.
Mega Crab.
Interesting Mega Crab team.
I love Mega Crab.
Very interesting Mega Crab team. It is a super fun design. I do want to draft it at some point.
Yeah. Let's get into the typings. We are missing Bug and Rock, which are not important in Dragon. Not necessary, but nice to have. There's some stuff to mention though, like for example, your Ghost type is Rotom regular, which passable but not good.
Great.
But it's passable after all. So the rest of the typings are used pretty fine and well. Speed tiers wise, a little bit of a gap between Ogerpon and Arcanine, I think. I don't remember exactly. Could be a gap or not. But it's not a lot of Pokemon in that gap anyways. Like at 109, you're not gonna encounter a lot of mons that are 109, so it doesn't matter. Bigger gaps are not really there except for the one between Skarmory and Mudsdale. But as mentioned before, Pokemon that go below 75 most of the time run Adamant or Modest anyways. The hazard setting, actually very good. You have Skarm, which is great. You have backups for Skarm that can help out, and you have T-Spikes on the Slowking Galar. Removal-wise, you also have one of the 2 best Rapid Spinners in the game. You have Defog on Rotom if needed, and even Skarmory can run it if really necessary. Momentum's pretty ass though, it's 4 mons. Counting the Slowking. The Rotom's not coming that often, so it's basically Ogerpon, Milotic, and Slowking being your momentum. Well,
yeah,
there is Teleport Arcanine, which has gained more popularity. It is still a little niche. Because if you don't have boots, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, if you don't have boots, you are basically going to be like taking a shit ton of like chip every time.
Yeah. To the offensive core. Physically, it's Mega Crab, the GOAT, Mudsdale, Arcanine, and Ogerpon, and some niche Darkrai set. And especially we have Darkrai, we have some niche Arcanine set, Floette Eternal, some niche Milotic and Slowking set, and obviously the big one as well, Terrapagos. Yeah, you have solid special attackers. You have solid physical attackers, and physically you're definitely a little weaker than especially I would say, because physical offense will rely a lot on the big crab. While the big crab is amazing, it's not your sole physical attack you should have, because Mudsdale oftentimes will run more defensive sets. Same with Arcanine in recent years, and Ogerpon is obviously bound by coverage.
And it feels like a lot of the time as well, like this team for the physical offense to really pop off is going to need Trick Room up or Arcanine to be teleporting around.
Yeah. You know what would be amazing on this team though? Wellspring Ogerpon.
Ooh, yeah, no, that's a good shot actually. That would fit really well. We could do that coverage as well.
Yeah.
I feel like Wellspring was taken.
I don't know. Let me double check. I have the doc open.
No worries.
Ogerpon Cornerstone is taken. Ogerpon Wellspring is taken, so somebody else has the Wellspring. Sad, but hey,
Okay. That
what are
makes
you gonna do
sense.
about it?
Yeah, exactly. It just is what it is.
Yeah. Got the worst of the Ogerpon litter, but we move. Defensive core now. Also a little underrated by you guys again, because I think it's actually pretty solid. Because we have Scar Milotic, which both with natural recovery. We obviously have the Slowking Galar. We have Floette Eternal, which is a good special defensive mon. We have some mons that can take hits in general, like the Rapagos. Mudsdale is pretty good defensively, and as well, we also have the Arcanine being pretty good defensively with 90, 80, 80, but Intim helps.
Yeah, I agree. What did I rate? What did I rate low on? Why did I rate it low? I think it was lack of recovery in a lot of mons.
I mean,
No, that's not it. No, that's not it. No, it
that's not
wasn't that
it.
at all. Yeah,
Slowking
yeah.
has.
I realized that. Yeah. No, what was it? I felt like there was a thing.
You might have just been high
Might have
doing this
been.
again.
Yeah, honestly, I think it might be. Because to be fair, I think I did all 80 teams in the batch, so my brain probably got to a certain, about halfway through, just malfunction on some teams. I do generally think that.
That
Because
is
when you doing 80
very
teams in a
possible.
row is a lot, guys. It was like 10 hours of work.
Yeah. Anyways, let's jump to support where we obviously have some very good things. We obviously have taunts, pretty good ones. We have good
Yeah.
knockoffers. We have Will-O-Wisp. We have T-Wave. Momentum support, as mentioned before, is pretty bad overall considered. Hazard support is pretty good though. And now to some great parts about support. Chilly Reception for the big crab and Trick Room for the big crab. And
Yeah.
we also have, while not great wish passing, we do have wish passing.
Yeah, like it can work on Flow Eternal. Flow Eternal, to be fair, gets like 5 moves. It'll run.
Yeah.
Do you fit Wish on? No, I don't think it gets Healing Wish.
I'm not sure if I don't think it gets healing wish, but regular wish it does get.
Flow Eternal. Healing. No, it doesn't. Gets Roman Therapy, though.
I mean, yeah, I knew that one though, because Florges also gets
Yeah.
it. But yeah, overall pretty solid team. A little underrated from the other guys, but hey, we move.
Yeah.
Next up at number 5, we have Lillian, the official. There's the Wellspring.
We were just one person away. They have a plan with this team.
Oh
And
yeah,
they are cooking.
there's a plan with this team, and it might work, might not. Anyways, basics. Typings was we're missing. Ice and Bug, non-important. Fire, not necessarily important, but always a nice to have. But you have Toxapex to deal with fairy types, and offensively you're pretty good. So yeah. Speed tiers, no glaring issues on the speed tiers except for the 75 to 91 gap, which can be a little exploited, but sucks. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Hazard setting, you have good rocks users. You have solid spiker and a good T spiker. Removal wise, you have Lando which can run defog. You have Mold Breaker defog, so you will get off the defog against a Golden Go. And Tapu Koko, which can run it in a pinch. And you obviously have a pretty decent spinner in Delmise. Could be better, but could be worse. Momentum support is also pretty solid on this team.
I actually do rate Downwise after using it in PWC. It was quite fun.
I also like Delmise. Now then, to the offensive core. Offensively, physically, we have Delmise, Mega Titar, we have Dracozol, we have Lando, we have Ogerpon Wellspring, we have Halucha, and we have the Coco. Especially is where it is definitely weaker though. Because the fall off after Iron Crown is pretty significant.
Yeah.
Yes, Coco will still hurt with a choice specs or generally with electric moves and E-Terrain. And there is some stuff that can be ran for Dracozolt and Mega T-Tar and Lando, but most of the time they're more physical attackers.
I guess Delmise maybe get some stuff. I don't know. If it does, that's me generally not sure. The special offense is a massive weakness on this team. I will say that. And like, if they had even like a couple good special attackers, I think I would have rated the offense a lot higher than I did. Oh, actually, to be fair, like Delmise actually gets coverage, especially.
Yeah, but it will need a boosting item to hit hard, especially. Let's be honest.
Oh, for sure. Does it get anything boosted, especially? I'm kind of curious now. No, it just gets sword stance. Okay, fair. Oh yeah, it definitely does. I mean, it gets coverage. I did not know it actually got coverage, especially. That's actually surprising to me.
Yeah. Yeah, physical offense amazing. Special offense definitely lacking.
Yeah. Lando might have to come specially a lot more than you would like.
Yeah, because it's your second strongest special attacker after Crown.
Yeah. Actually, no, Ben, I've got it. Toxic Spikes, Merciless Pet, Toxapex.
Shut the fuck up. Don't be
So number 5 to get that.
Don't be that unserious. Come on, man.
Sorry. I was going to say Carmine Blissey, but I thought Toxapex would be funnier.
Anyways, let's get to the defensive core. The defensive core consists of a very annoying Toxapex, a Blissey, and Delmise, T-Tar, Lando, Iron Crown can all help out there as well.
Yeah. I will say this, as someone who used Toxapex like recently, God, that mon really needs pivoting to get back to what it once was, because it's a bit passive and it does get locked in the back. It's like basically what Aloe used to be. But it can still, in the right matchup, if you use it right, and Lillian will probably use it better than I did, be a very annoying regen mon that can just basically slowly whittle down a team. And I think in Wooper it will work.
I mean, to be fair, Wooper is not what it used to be because we have a lot of new players we have not seen play yet. So Wooper might be one of the better diffs now, but hey, we don't know yet.
They might overtake me.
Maybe. But yeah, in general, I would say the defense is like Blissey Toxapex will be very annoying to deal with, and you obviously have some other mons that can play a defensive role in the Lando, the T-Tar, and the Iron Crown. The big thing is though as well, there is not a lot of natural recovery. Like Blissey down my Toxapex get it, the rest does not. But this is where we go to support.
I would point out Toxapex I think does get recover.
I mean, I did say it gets recovery. Delmise, Blissey, and
Oh,
Tox.
Okay, yeah, sorry, apologies.
Yeah.
I thought you said Blissey Delmise.
No, I mean Toxapex also gets regen, so
yeah.
But the big thing is the Blissey wish. Anything is low, Blissey will get it back to full HP. Because that's just what Blissey does.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we also have decent hazard support, good momentum support, we have Encore, and fast Encore. We have taunts, we have knockoffs, we have T-waves, we have screens. What do we not have? We don't have momentum, we don't have Will-O-Wisp, which can be nice to have, especially the Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah.
One big thing though.
I think we have Healing Wish.
Yeah, we have Healing Wish on the Blissey, so in a pinch, Healing Wish will come in.
I think the key thing is the electric terrain as well is very good for Dracozolt, especially with the Mega T-Tar.
Oh yeah.
Which is the second team that's done this as well, which is fun.
Yeah, this team chose Mega T-Tar over regular T-Tar for some reason, which if you're gonna use it to promote sand, regular T-Tar is better, but I guess you just want the sand sometimes, so then Mega T-Tar works.
So here's my thing as well. Maybe Lillian was thinking this in case someone drafts something later on. Like I don't you can basically bring out T-Tar, they set the rain, for example, and then you Mega and then you basically reset the sand again.
I mean, yes.
And also I think they won the power.
I mean that can work because we do have one rain team on in the Wooper roster, which has not shown up yet.
Yeah. So this Mega T-Tar was drafted after that, and I think T-Tar's on another team.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen T-Tar already.
We have seen Hippopotamus.
What team was that?
We have seen T-Tar probably.
Yes, we did, Mia. It looks like it was drafted about the same time. So maybe there was a snipe, and that's why they went Mega T-Tar.
That is fair.
I can't.
That is fair. Anyways,
We'd have to ask Lillian.
Yeah, Lillian is the second person to hyper fixate on Dracozol for some reason. So let's see how that goes.
Hey, she's capable of making it work.
Hey, if she makes it work, she makes it work. Number 4, Zeke 0. A team that I personally think is overrated, but hey, I'm only one part of the team here.
I would like to point out, Ben, you can no longer diss a team because it has Zero Aura because you have Zero Aura.
I know. Anyways, typings. We're missing Ice, Bug, Rock. Not important. Ghost, nice to have, but you have Corv and you have some solid fighting resists. In the Mew and Florges. Speed tiers are bridged pretty well. No significant gaps here. Hazard setting is okay.
Can I just point out one thing? On the typings because Lillian does have a point on pointing out their ground type is Trio.
Oh,
it's something I think we should point out.
That's the thing I wanted to mention in defense, but hey, we can keep going.
Sorry. Go
on. Hazard situation looks good on paper, but Mew syndrome. 4 move slot syndrome for Mew. So that'll be difficult sometimes. But we do have a backup rocker in Como and Dougie, I guess, and backup T-Spikes in the Big Moth. Defog.
To be fair, Dougie when it comes is running Rocks, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Sucker Punch. Like it's a so I think that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Next up for defog, we have the best defogger in my opinion, Corviknight, and then we have a good backup in Florges, so we free up the Mew. Not having a spinner though sucks because of obvious reasons. Momentum support is pretty decent though. We have a lot of U-turn, we have flip turn, we have volt switch, pretty good. Offensive core now. Physically, it's Zero Aura. We have Dugtrio in some matchup, Zarude, Mew in some matchup, Como, and Mega Gator. Best Mega Gator and Zarude are probably running the physical department a lot. Especially we have some niche Zero Aura sets. We have Iron Moth. We have some niche Mew sets. We have Porygon Z. We have some niche Como sets, and we have some niche Florges sets. Especially, it's definitely gonna be rammed by the PZ Iron Moth duo.
I would counter with Como can definitely run. It needs setup, but it can definitely run special sets.
Oh, I
wouldn't sleep on Como as a top one. I think this is why I think this is probably where I rate the team higher than you. I think the offense is very good. Like I think it hits very hard as a team. And maybe it's because I love and I glaze Porygon Z because I was very close to drafting it again this time because it now gets which I don't think is on the dock.
It's not on the dock.
Bingo. Yeah.
Yeah, offensive pivoting is definitely very amazing for the PZ. It has been needing that for a while.
Yeah, it has needed it for ages.
Yeah, mentioning the PZ, it is not a defensive mon. Let's forget about it being defensive. It is not Porygon 2.
Agreed.
We do have some good defensive mons though in the Corviknight, obviously. The Florges Corviknight duo is pretty good in general. And then we have something like Como to assist if needed be. Mew, obviously. Zarude in some instances can be defensive to a certain mon, but it has a lot of weaknesses, so be careful around that. And then that's about it for defenses. Mega Gator is pretty bulky, but it's your main physical offensive mon, so it's probably not gonna be there as a defensive mon.
Agreed. I'll say this: Como is one reason why I rate this team quite highly is you've got two very flexible mons in Mew and Como who can both run multiple things, and Como can be a bulky ass mon. Like it is got good stats. The only issue is the fairy type weakness. And I will say this as well: you probably want a bit more of a bulky ground if you can help it, because Dugtrio dies to everything. Like I literally, for example, just how thorough Dugtrio is. Cinderace could kill it with Stab, Sucker Punch from full.
Yeah.
And that's not boosting. That is just literally boots Cinderace.
Yeah. That is definitely a choice. It will help in some matches, but you don't want it ever as your primary ground type.
Honestly, this feels like I'm trying to think because I don't understand it more. I'm guessing they got it to get rid of steals for Mega for Alligator, but I feel like you'd want something like if you're going to do something like that, you'd want something that can hit fairies better, which I guess I'm off for.
Yeah.
I see the logic. I think there's probably a better mon than Dugtrio to do what they want to do here.
Yeah, now to do support, we have Encore, we have Memento, we have Heal Bell, we have Taunt, we have Knockoff, we have Will-O-Wisp, we have T-Wave, we have Hazards with pretty good momentum support, we have Screens. What are we missing? Your only Willamon being Mew sucks, because Mew already has 4 Move Slot Syndrome, but Mew does get some help in the instance that Florges is a good support mon as well, with Heal Bell and Wish, so it will help out in those instances. But yeah, it's definitely supported hard by Mew, but let's not get anything wrong. Mew is one of the best support mons in the game.
Agreed.
Other
thing I was going to mention is Dugtrio does help in some matchups where it will for some mons to run Shed Shell.
Oh yeah,
that wouldn't normally. That'll help a team a little bit as well.
Yeah, and the Dougie, for example, removing a Steel type might help with something like Florges actually put on an offensive set. So it's not too awful.
Actually, or Porygon C, to be fair.
Yeah, true. Porygon Z also does struggle into Steel types. But yeah, Zeke Zero at number 4. Next up, we have Cyclone Spin at number 3.
Very good player.
Very annoying team. Let's get it started.
Yeah.
Typing so you're missing Ice and Bug, which are non-essential typings, so it doesn't matter. And you have some backups. If Archeops was your only flyer, I would be mad, but you have Noivern to back it up. And if Kartana was your only Steel, I would be mad, but you have Golden Go to back that up. Speed tiers, pretty solid overall. Obviously, gap between Weezing and Golden Go, but what can you do? Most of these mons run the offensive thing anyways. Hazard setting is never going to be bad with Tinglu, and you have backup rocks in Miltank and Archeops, and you have T-Spikes with the Weezing. Removal, I will say, is a little iffy. While you have a lot of defoggers, only Noivern and Weezing really like running it. And Quaquaval is not that good of a spinner, because it most of the time likes to run its offensive set more with Aqua Step.
Yeah.
Momentum support is also decent, but not great.
Yeah. Like I feel Archeops is basically budget Aerodactyl here.
Yeah, I would say so. Aerodactyl that can U-turn. You can call it that.
Yes. I mean, Aerodactyl gets U-turn as well, I think.
No, it doesn't. Aerodactyl would be a lot higher in usage if it had U-turn.
Oh, damn. Why do I keep thinking it gets U-turn?
I don't know. But anyways,
I need to stop drinking.
Let's get to the offensive part. Physically, we have Archeops, Kartana, Quaquaval, and some niche Tinglu sets. Especially, we have Mega Delphox, Noivern, some niche Archeops sets, Golden Go, and Bellybolt. But yes, Bellybolt counts for offense because Electromorphosis is a bitch.
Apologies. Yeah, Electromorphosis can actually hit really hard.
The big attackers are obviously for special Golden Go Delphox, for physical Archeops, Quaquaval.
Noivern size for physical as well, because it can run Super Fang and be super annoying.
Yeah, which does help this team a lot, because if something's in Kartana range, something is also in Delphox range, basically.
Yep.
Now to the defensive part of the team. Defensive classified Pokemon are Bellybolt, Tinglu, Weezing, Miltank. The rest can be, like, there's some months that can be defensive on occasion, like a Golden Go, and a Quaquaval can be can have solid bulk sometimes, but they prefer the offensive sets of course, and Cortana can take a physical hit if needed be, but especially it's a fucking paper bag.
Yeah, I think Goldengo here again is going to be like defensive a decent amount, even like bulky, nasty plot with recovery. And again, I brought this up in a previous video, but I've actually used when I used Goldengo last in the league, I actually brought it defensive most weeks, but that's because I drafted badly. But it can do the job, like, and it can still hit hard whilst being defensive.
Yeah,
and it can also use Hex. Hex, make it rain, recover nasty plot is a legit set.
Oh yeah, for
or
sure.
even Thunderwave.
On to the support category, where, as mentioned before, hazard support is pretty good. Momentum is decent. We have Memento, we have Heal Bell, we have Taunt, we have Knockoff, we have Will-O-Wisp, we have T-Wave, we have Screens. All pretty good so far. Do we have Healing Wave? I don't think so.
Mega Delphox might get it, but I don't think you want to run it on Mega Delphox.
Yeah. One thing that is like support is pretty good. The one thing I would really want to mention about this team is the oppressive offensive power of Delphox and Kartana as a combination.
Yep.
Because anything Kartana cannot hit, Delphox will. And vice versa.
Agreed.
And if there's really anything you cannot hit with both, hey, you still have Quaquaval and Golden Go.
And if not, you have Hacks.
I will say, while Delphox is a Wish Passer, it's not a good Wish Passer. For obvious reasons. So, Tinglu and Weezing will not be recovering.
Yeah. You don't want to be running Mega Delphox as your Wish Passer on this team. If you are, then we're devoting you to Egg.
Yeah.
On principle.
Honestly, I would swap out Archeops for maybe a budget Wish Passer just for a certain matchup where you need it. But hey, Archeops is a cool mod, so I don't blame you for taking it.
Yeah, I think it's like, is it 2 points or is it 3 points?
Let me double check real quick. It's 3 points.
Honestly, I don't. I'll double check. I'm actually know myself what Wish Passes are 3 points. I think Archeops is probably the right time.
Audino is there.
Yeah, but you have Mill Tank already.
Yeah.
And isn't. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Also, it is a bit shit.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess. You could get. I guess you could also like just get a Cryogonal or something, like a backup spinner if you wanted to.
Yeah, Cryogonal actually kind of works. What else is there? Playdol. Eldegoss. Yeah, Playdol works.
Kamala.
Kamala is a wisher, and it does get spin, so Kamala is an option.
Nah, let's not glaze Kamala.
I lean Archeops, but I think Archeops is the right choice, to be honest. Like, I mean, that Cryogonal Playdol.
Yeah. Overall, very very solid team. If it had Wish support, would it be even better because Tinglu and Weezing appreciate it a lot. But Delphox Kartana offensively and Weezing Tinglu Bellybolt defensively is a paid ass in the ass to deal with. Now then, on to number 2, which is Tea Party, number 3 of the Germans, which means a German is also in first place.
Yep. Ben bias to German.
Definitely no bias from me here. Definitely not.
I do just want to pause that basically this is just a funny anecdote. I'm related to the draft. T-Pain looks like, oh, so I drafted Spectre. I'm gonna add figure off it. Was the actual quote that Hack came up?
Yeah, I mean,
wasn't that like?
I mean, fair.
Fair.
Let's go over Tea Party's team. Typings wise, we're only missing Ice, which is non-essential. Speed tier's looking pretty solid. No huge exploitable gaps there. Hazard setting is decent. We have good rockers. We have a spiker in Sandy Shocks, and we have T-Specs on Gengar, which it sometimes likes. Removal wise, pretty ass. Which while Moltres is a good defogger, Mega Scissor doesn't like defog because it has moves like Syndrome anyways.
I wouldn't say it's ass. I think it could be better. I'd say it's average. Like Moltres is a good one. Mega Scissor can do it. I think you prefer a third. I don't think it's ass. I think ass is a bit strong.
Yeah. A good thing, though, is that the Samurai Hisui does free up the Sandy Shocks from the spikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Momentum support
I
is...
learned that. That's why I did it together.
Yeah, momentum support is decent. We have Volt Switch Flip Turn, a few U-turners, and we also have the teleported Mega Cliff. Not Mega Cliff, regular Cliff, sorry.
Vigoroth not get that.
No, Vigoroth does not get U-turn.
It feels like one that would just U-turn, but actually, I guess it makes sense because given slack and U-turn would be kind of silly.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good basics. Offense. Physically, we have Zapdos Galar, we have Iron Boulder, and Mega Scizor Samurai Hisui. Some niche sets from the Seismitoad, and some niche sets from the Moltres. Especially, we have Gengar with Sandy Shocks, we have Moltres, and we have the big Hydrapple.
Yeah.
And
To be fair, Hydrapple, I will say this, Hydrapple can also run some niche physical sets, so it's usually body press stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what it will do.
Yeah. It's not bad quality. It's not bad quality offense, I would say. Like Mega Scizor is obviously amazing. Samurai Hisui with sharpness hits hard. Some of the like Gyapdos is great. Iron Boulder sometimes needs setup. Especially some of the mons have the issue that, for example, Sandy Shocks and Moltres might be defensive. Sandy Shocks, Moltres, and Hydrapple might be defensive more often. Same with the Clefable that can run Life Orb Magic Card. So especially you might rely a little on Gengar, but hey, you can still free up some of these mons to go offensive.
Yeah.
Defensive wise, this team is great though. We have Hydrapple, we have Clef, we have Seismitoad, we have Mega Scizor, we have some Samurai Hisui sets, we have Moltres, and Sandy Shocks, which all can be classified as defensive Pokemon and can do the job pretty well. Especially like the bottom four are amazing, plus Moltres. Gonna be hard to break through those. Because guess what? We have a Seismitoad, which is only weakness is grass. And we have Hydrapple and Moltres, which both 4 times resist grass.
Yeah.
Now
honestly, like there's some very good defensive synergy here.
Yeah, and now I could say, hey, Seismitoad doesn't even get recovery though. Guess what? We have Wish Clefable.
Is Wish Teleport allowed? I have to double check this.
No, Wish Teleport is not allowed.
I think it's not.
Some compatibility issues. Wish Teleport is not allowed.
Okay, good to know. Oh, to be fair, it's not blocking it for me. I put it in here.
No, it might be Soft Boil Teleport that is not allowed. Then.
Yeah, let me do it in that dex, so you can technically do it.
Yeah.
It might be on Blissey.
But yeah, a good thing about the defense as well is a lot of the Pokemon have recovery. Hydrapple, Regen, obviously, Clef, Wish or Soft Boil, Mega Scizor with the Roost, Moltres with the Roost, and some of the other mons can get the support from the Wish Clef in that sense. Talking about support,
I'd also add that Hydrapple could also run Recover as well as being Regen.
Oh yeah, true. Talking about support now, Hazard support as mentioned before is pretty good. Momentum support is pretty good. We have Encore, we have Heal Bell, we have Taunt, we have Knockoff, we have Willow, we have T-Wave, we have Screens. One thing we don't have is Memento. I do think we have Healing Wish though, because I think Clefable does get Healing Wish. I'm not 100% on that though.
It does. I just saw it as I was putting in the Wish.
Okay. Yeah. We also have Healing Wish. So the only thing we don't really have is Memento, but you don't really. It's not a necessary one. Memento is always like a last resort type of shit. So yeah, the rest of the support is very good though. Probably the best overall team because it is very balanced in the way it works.
Okay. This is probably the best balanced team.
And if you have paid attention, you know who's number one. And he's
drafted yet again, Rain.
Yes, it is Mr. NGNL. You can run Pate, but you cannot hide.
Ben loves to glaze him.
Pause. This team might have been a little glazed. But before I even touched
But it's a very good Rain team.
But to be fair, before I even touched this team was tied first with Tea Party, so...
So basically, Ben is biased, and Ben basically put his friend on top.
I mean, yeah. If they are tied, I was
But
going to put it first anyway.
I will legitimately say this: it is a great rain team. I do rate it highly as a rain team.
It's an uncontested rain team. If it's not good, then it would be fucking awful. Let's be real.
Agreed. Yeah.
Now, let's get over some typings. We're missing Ice, Rock, and Fighting. Ice and Rock, obviously not important. Fighting, nice to have. Speed tiers, considering it's a rain team, so a lot of demands will be faster, but even then you have monster bridge gaps, so pretty solid. The only gap that is pretty big is between Zoroark and Barraskewda, but you cannot have everything.
Yeah.
And
He wants West Swim anyway. So.
Hazard situation is actually pretty great. You have Quagsire, which has every hazard except webs. You have backup rockers in the Uxie and the Archaludon, and you have a backup spiker with the Overquill. Removal situation wise, it's Zapdos, which is a great defog. Pelipper, which often runs defog, because what else does Pelipper do than U-turn, Scald, Roost, and defog? Sometimes the
Specs, Hurricane.
Yeah. And you even have the Volcanion to defog. Momentum wise, we have it's set up pretty good. You have U-turners, you have flip turn, you have volt switch, so you can get your threats in a lot. So yeah, very good basics.
Only thing I would like maybe even then they've got hurricane switchings as well, which you want on a rain team to come up later as well.
The one thing I would mention is that Quagsire is not the best ground type.
Agreed. But I think that's just more NGN now being like Quag. He just wants the Quag.
He has not gone a season without drafting Quag, so.
So yeah, it's NGN now, and it works for him.
It has worked its ways for him, so yeah. Now then, to the offensive core. Obviously, we have rain buffed Barraskewda, Overquill, which is not a lot of physical offense, to be fair. But the special offense is where this team is great. But one more thing to mention before I jump to special. We have a rain boosted Araquanid.
Yep, that is a good one to mention. I was going to mention it.
Just so people know what type of demon Araquanid is in the rain. Adamant, Choice Band, Water Bubble, Araquanid, Liquidation versus max HP, max defense, plus natured Ferrothorn in the rain is a 38 to 45 damage roll. So guaranteed 3-hit KO. Insane it gets to that level considering Araquanid has 70 attack only.
I'd also put out there's niche Volcanion sets you can run physical as well if you really want to.
Yeah. Talking about Volcanion though, special offense we have Volcanion, we have Mega Meganium, we have Archaludon, we have Zapdos, we have Zoroark. And I really like the Zoroark here as well because, hey, you will have to think, is this Zoroark or is it Barraskewda or Overcool? Is it gonna Sword Stance in my face or is it gonna blow me up with a Shadow Ball or Hyper Voice right now?
And Ben, could you also explain why Mega Meganium works on a rain team?
Yes, of course. Mega Meganium works on a rain team pretty well. Why? Because Mega Soul ignores the weather. Mega Soul lets Meganium act as if sun is always up. So, even though rain is up, Mega Meganium will have one turn solar beams. It will have a full synthesis. It will have fire type weather ball.
Because one mon that actually counters rain very hard is a mon called Ferrothorn. Nope, you get nuked to death by Mega Meganium.
Exactly.
And Volcanion. Yeah. But Volcanion also loses its fire type boost in like the rain, so.
I mean, yeah, but Volcanion is also very underrated, I think, on rain teams because that steam eruption is gonna hurt like hell.
Oh, yeah, that thing's gonna hit hard. This is actually I think it's a really cool mon on this team, and it adds a nice defensive synergy. I will say one thing I have noticed is they are a bit weak to Dragon Spam as well because they're still types like neutral to it, but that's fine.
Yeah, but they
fine.
Yeah, that's the one thing I wanted to get on the defensive because I feel like the defense would be very good if not for that dragon spam thing because you have to Mega Meganium to have it be a fairy type and your Archaludon is neutral, so that does create an issue. You do have resistances to you do have electric weakness, which a lot of rain teams will obviously have because water types. But you have some ones that can catch electric type moves like the Archaludon, like the Meganium, and the Quagsire, of course. And you're also pretty rock sweet, but you have bug type, fire type, 2 flying type, so yeah, that's on you as well.
Yeah. I will also say this as well. Mega Meganium getting 75% healing is a very good amount of healing. Like, so that can take hits for days, and that's all out powerful hitters.
Yeah, a very good thing about the defensive core as well, that a lot of the mons actually have recovery. In the Pelipper, it has recovery, Quagsire has recovery, Mega Meganium has recovery, Zapdos has recovery. Obviously, something like Uxie, Archaludon, Volcanion, and Araquanid would all like a Wish Passer, but I guess NGL ran out of points and preferred the Araquanid over a Wish Passer.
No worries. Well, I think that's the right call here. Add sticky webs as well.
Yeah. Very cool thing about very cool thing about it as well. Like as mentioned before, the sticky web. So sometimes you can even have some threats outside of rain with the sticky webs. Helps the Meganium a lot as well. You have good hazard support. You have good momentum support. You have Encore. You have 2 mementos. You have Heal Bell. You have I think Healing Wish on Uxie, but I'm not 100% on that.
I'm fairly sure it gets it. Also, Meganium gets aromatherapy.
Yeah. Yeah. You have Taunt. Your knockoff is
no healing wish.
Your knockoffs
no healing wish on there.
Okay, well, sucks, but what are you gonna do? No
Yeah,
your knockoff users suck. Let's not beat around the bush. The only one that clicks knockoff probably is the Uxie.
I would counter with, because again the physical offense is a bit not as good. You might in a matchup run Swords Dance, Knockoff, Solar Blade, Mega Meganium if it makes sense. And Soraka can run physical sets as well, catch people off guard. And also Pelipper can just run Knockoff as like a utility move as well. Like I think it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, we have Will-O-Wisp and T-Wave as well. We have screens as well, which can help the team. The one thing I would say, I probably would have preferred a Mega Swampert, but he wanted Mega Meganium for a reason.
I think it's fun just to try Mega Meganium, to be honest. Like,
yeah, for sure.
And also, I think honestly, like, I want to try like a Rain 2 Mega Meganium at some point because it just looks fun. Or to try Mega Meganium, it's just such a fun ability.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I like it's obviously not the be all rain team, because if that was the case, we would have a Mega Scizor, a regular Scizor, or a Theraphorn, and the Mega Swampert. But hey, it's still a pretty good rain team.
It's really solid.
Yeah,
really good team.
Probably not the best team in the in the division, because I think that is Tea Parties. But hey, we can glaze somebody. It's not that serious.
Exactly.
Anyways, yeah, those were the Wooper Prs. And it's very weird not having to rank Pate here.
Oh 09 Pate incoming Pate. I did not show on your end.
No, I mean, I'm here. Thank you for watching. It's weird not having Pate here.
Oh, okay. I put on the slide at the end 09 incoming Pate.
Oh, okay, I see.
But it's not showing on your end?
Yeah, it's not showing on my end. I mean, yeah, considering Pate has been our Wooper mainstay guy, him not ranking in Wooper is very weird. But hey, he's an egg now. Maybe he will get back to Wooper. We will see.
Teams are egg.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Those were the Wooper PRs. Obviously, at the end, it was a little biased. I'm not gonna fuck around with that. But hey, he's my boy. I can rank him how I want to.
He was Ben Sugar Daddy back in the day.
Yeah, he was my sugar daddy at one point, so why not? Considering like some of the other drafts, he's probably around like the 4 or 5 range, probably in my opinion. Like Lillian's team, you could maybe rank above it, maybe below it. Really depends on what you want to do, but yeah.
Also, I will say this, like as well, like it is based on the points criteria. There's often been times where the team I actually rate the most is like 4th or 5th as well.
Yeah.
I think that my favourite team is probably the NGL one, but I really love the idea of Lillian's team, and Spin's got also a great team as well.
Yeah, I really like Spin's and Tea Party's team, and I really like Citrix's team. But hey, It's not me alone ranking.
I think it's solid. I don't think it's like anything higher than mid though. But they might also be an amazing player.
I mean, yeah, I like Citrix Aegis team, and I don't like this team, but hey, we move. Anyways, any last words you got, Roy?
No, I might pop in for like 2 minutes tomorrow while I'm at the pub drinking, but it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun, and we finished we're right about to close in on the 2 hour mark, so thank you guys for watching. This was the Clodcast. This were the Wooper Prs. We will see you guys tomorrow or the day after tomorrow for the Egg Division, and then finally, Clodsire. So you guys have a good time, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.